Good morning, creative writing class. I hope you guys are doing well again this week. I hope everybody is staying healthy and sane. As always, if you guys have any questions, please be sure you let me know. This is your fourth screencast. It's beginning your fourth week of virtual learning. I do have an announcement for you guys. I have not had very many attend the Zoom sessions, so because of the lack of attendance, I personally don't like to just sit around on my computer waiting for somebody to jump on. So I'm going to eliminate some of the times. I'm going to knock them back to only offering the Zoom live meetings every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 10:30. And if you would like to set up an additional time outside of that Tuesday or Thursday or outside of that 10 to 10:30 time bracket, guys, I would be happy to set up a special meeting to talk with you about any questions that you have. Okay, so I would love to see you guys show up on Zoom. I miss you all a lot, and the Zoom sessions are my best shot at getting to actually see you guys and actually interact with you. So, guys, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy. But I will be on Zooms every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 10:30, and that'll be available for additional times as well. Okay, so what is going on in class this week? Okay, that Magic Classwork page is where I like to go to see everything nice and organized. First off, your attendance credit this week will be available through your free writes. We have 5 of them this week, so be sure you do those to get your attendance credit. Another quick announcement that I have for you guys is the grading process. Now, obviously, your free writes are counting as grades, but they're also counting as your attendance credit, which we need to get attendance credit, so that making contact points. But for high school credit, you guys are aware of the announcement from last week that said that third quarter grades can only improve for your fourth quarter grade. So with that being the case, I want you guys to know that high school grade, your third quarter can only improve. It cannot get any worse. For dual credit, however, that is a different scenario because we are using the State Fair Community College guidelines. Now, State Fair Community College has suggested that we eliminate late submission points being docked for late submissions, so I will not penalize you for late submissions anymore. And State Fair Community College also recommend that we scale back on assignments, which we have done. We are doing 1 assignment per week in addition to, and then the 5 free writes, the one little mini free write every day. So we have significantly cut back on assignments, but the grades are still going to count. So if you are taking the class for dual credit, your grade could get worse for fourth quarter if you don't do your assignments. So technically speaking, dual credit students, you could have 2 very different grades. You could have a high school grade that is, say, the same from third quarter, and you could have a dual credit State Fair Community College grade that got worse if you don't do your assignments. So please let me know if you have any questions on that. That only applies to dual credit students, obviously, but please let me know. Now this week is your poetry unit. We're continuing on. This is our final week with poetry. I have 3 poems that I want you guys to give it a shot at. The first one is the Diamante poem. Now, this is all new for me teaching these online, so I found some websites that I want to use for you guys to look at. If for some reason you're not able to open the websites, since I am not able to actually try them out on laptops before, I don't know what our school network will block. So in that case, if you're not able to open them, please let me know and I will send other examples. But this is the starting point. These are my favorite websites, so I hope that they work. This first one is How to Write a Diamante. Basically, this talks about kind of what a diamante is, an antonym and a synonym one. That'll make a little bit more sense here in just a minute. But this is your specific formula. Diamantes are only 7 lines long. You will start off, your first line is a noun, just 1 word. Okay. Your line 2 will be 2 words. You will have 2 adjectives that describe the noun in line 1. Line 3 will then have 3 words. They will be verbs that end with ing, and they also describe the noun identified in line 1. Now, line 4 is the transition line. This is where you're going to have 4 nouns. The first 2 must relate to the noun in line 1. The second 2 will relate in a noun that's coming in line 7. So this is your transition piece. Line 5 will have 3 verbs that end with ing that describe the noun in line 7. Line 6 will have 2 adjectives that describe the noun in line 7. And then line 7 is a noun, and you have a choice here. If you choose a noun that is opposite to the meaning of one in line 1, then you have what they call an antonym diamante. If you choose a noun that has the same meaning as the noun identified in line 1, then you have what they call a synonym diamante. So it doesn't matter to me which one you guys want to write. I just want you guys to give one of these a shot. And there's some little more explanation. I also give you guys some inspiration words. These are some sample antonym pairs, some sample synonym pairs. Guys, you're welcome to use these for your Diamante. The other thing I have in here is a PDF that just kind of gives you a little visual of what you're doing as well. Okay, so the participle might be kind of confusing. That's really a participle it's a verb that ends in ing. Okay, so that's just kind of a fancy word for it. Be sure these nouns, and be sure there's that transition point here in line 4. So that is a Diamante poem. Your second poem that I want you guys to give a whirl this week is the found or the headline poem. Now this one is kind of a large file here. This is a pretty long explanation, but basically I thought this will be really interesting to give it a try right now, just because of all of the headlines that are out there right now, and all of the news is controversial, and this might be a fun one that you write it using the headlines that you're seeing in newspapers or online, combining those headlines. It'll be interesting to see what kind of poem you come up with, and how when you reflect back on that 10 years from now, how it might bring back some memories for you. But basically, your found poem has some different steps here. The first step is you're going to go through an article, or go through a newspaper, magazines, or go online and find an article. It doesn't matter to me, but you're going to find find 50 to 100 words that you like. Okay, words that really interest you. You're going to circle them, copy them, whatever it is that you want to do from there. Okay, so you're going to highlight a certain number of those 50 to 100 words. Okay, so then in step 2, you're going to copy those words in the sequence that you found them onto a piece of paper. So it may not make any sense at all. They can also be phrases as well. I know it says single words, but I've also seen, I've written one of these with using phrases. Then you're going to study the words that you found, cut out stuff that's dull or unnecessary, and then you're going to read your cut down poem one more time. Okay, and basically, there's some examples in here for you guys, but you don't have to actually create something from scratch here. You're going to look at something and you're going to basically cut it down and make it into a poem. I have also seen, here's some examples for you too. And it also shows you kind of how they put the stuff together too. Like here's the paragraph, and then here's how they put it together. Basically, guys, you're not writing the words. You are going to find them in an article. I have also written one of these before. It was called a headline poem. And basically what I did is I combined a bunch of headlines together to make a poem. So they're kind of fun to do. They don't take a whole lot of thought process. It's just kind of a little fun activity. So you guys can read through that, and I want you guys to write a found or a headline poem. Also notice they're not terribly long either. If you see the examples down here, wanted by sheriff is an example. Here's prairie. This one's kind of a short one. Anyway, there's several examples here that you guys can look at. They are not massively long, but they kind of can play with form and things like that too. So let me know if you guys have questions on those. Be sure to use your resources that you have. And the last type of poem is the two sides poem. Now this one kind of goes a little bit along with the Diamante, but what you're going to do, let this load here. They're also called two voice poems. It's kind of fun. You come up with two different characters and you compare and contrast. Like this one's Batman and Joker. I am Batman. I am the Joker. I am a hero. I am a villain. I have secrets. So you guys see how there's two different sides to it. Okay, and there's lots of different examples here that you guys can look at. I'm a little bit concerned about this website because it's a blog, so I'm really hoping that this is my favorite one. But if it doesn't work, let me know and I can get you guys another website. I also found this one, two voice poems. And now this one was kind of interesting because we have two different, and then they have the perspective of both in the middle. That's kind of a modification to it. Here's the Batman and Joker one again, but here's a bunch more examples for you guys to look at about the two sides poem. So that is basically, you guys are going to be doing a rough draft of these 3 different types of poems. They are due by Friday at 2 p.m. in your live binder. I'll give you guys feedback on them. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be on Zoom Tuesday and Thursday this week from 10 to 10:30, or you can email me. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope everybody stays healthy, and I miss you guys.